I got a question for y'all. Like, what was the hardest point of your life where you had to forgive someone?
Yeah, well, I could piggyback on that. Like, as you guys know,
Yeah.
I lost my mom and my brother in an accident. So that to me was
So tell a story, bro. The audience don't really know your story like that, bro. Like,
so when I was like 19 years old, 20 I think at the time, I had moved to Orlando for the job we working now. You know, I'm from here, moved there for the opportunity, and I kid you not when I tell you guys that when I moved up there, I had two opportunities. It was either here in Fort Lauderdale or Orlando. And I said, in these words, and I told my mom at the time, I was like, it's in God's hands, wherever I end up. Whoever calls me first, that's where I'm going. So sure enough, Orlando called me. I moved up there. A couple months later, they moved up there with me. Living the dream, you know, it was different because it's not like Miami. It will never be like Miami. And, you know, after a couple months, you know, it just happened overnight. And it's always been something that inside of me, I have feared. I remember being younger in high school and I would wake up and I would fear that specific situation, which is kind of crazy to me because it was like preparing me. I felt like, because I remember one time she had my phone because her phone had broken and I had no form of communication. I had taken a nap. It was late. She wasn't home. And I was just desperate. I was like, oh my God, where is she? And then sure enough, when that, you know, it ended up happening one night, I was getting ready for work. It's the way things happen and the way they unraveled, it was insane. It was like, man, I woke up with no alarm, get a knock on my door at 3 a.m. You know, so-and-so, yep, yeah, they just passed away. Bam, like that. And you're like, whoa, like, hold on. I was just getting ready for work. You know, like, what is this? And my mom, it's funny because a couple months before that, we had a situation in Cuba where one of my aunts was like hit with a car and she ended up dying a couple days later from internal bleeding. And that aunt, before she died, said, like, don't hold grudges. Don't charge this man for what he did. He did not mean to hit me that day. You know, she ended up dying and my mom stood by that so much. You know, she would tell me that, like, and that's just the way I moved. You know, like the things I heard and the way people like would tell me, hey, I don't know how you do it, man. You know, the first thing I did was, it was a 19-year-old kid. He was my age. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? All I know is that me hating this dude and making this guy's life impossible and suing everything or whatever the case may be is not going to change what happened. It's not going to bring them back. If anything, it's just going to bring me more like, you know, bad memories and like pain. So to me, it took a lot, you know, because everyone around me was like, you got to drown this man. You got to put him in for good. You know, you got to do something. I took a stand and I'll never forget, it was me, my homeboy that I tell you about all the time. I had gone to court in Orlando and he had a whole army of people. Because you know how that goes, you know, to back him up. I took that stand and I told him, hey man, like I forgive you. I do because, and you know, he broke down after that because I was like, I know you, that night you didn't come out with the intention of like doing what you did. And it's not going to change what happened. You know, so that to me opened this whole door, you know, where it's like, I grew so much from that. But it's true what y'all say, man. People don't know what other people are going through. And my surroundings, for those that didn't know, was very toxic, you know. It's like they were always just, in a way, judge me without knowing about me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, look at this lame ass white boy or whatever, like, why does he get good days off or whatever the case may be? Or like, man, if that was me, I would have, you know, and I'm like,
you don't know.
That's not what I want to hear. But at the same time, I knew that. And my mom always told me, like, you got to be able to forgive, you know? Yeah. And she did a lot of that, you know? And I seen her, she pretty much raised me because I had a stepdad, but she pretty much raised me and that's all she ever did. And she taught me, like, you got to learn how to forgive. You got to learn how to forgive. You got to learn how to forgive. She was Christian too. She, at the end, like near the end of her life, she started going to church a lot more. So it was something that like I grew up on, you know, it was like forgiveness. Like no one can hurt me if I can forgive myself and everything around me.
Yeah, that's the key too. Like I think that, damn man, that's big ups to you, brother.
Yeah,
we
man,
keeping you up in prayer, man. You're a legend, man. Like, I love you, bro. But that's the key too, man, to forgiveness is to be able to forgive yourself.